This is the Spartan Body Mind Podcast. I'm your host, Seth Winterhalter. I want to encourage you to do a couple things for us. Subscribe to the podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, like it, leave a comment, tell us how you're going to use the content we talk about today to apply to your own life. If you're listening to this podcast, maybe go leave us a 5-star review on Apple, leave a comment or a rating or whatever you do there to keep the algorithms. We'd love for more people to be hearing about the Spartan Body and Mind Podcast. Join the free Facebook group and continue to learn more insights on how to be healthy in both body and mind. We'd love for you to join the group. You can go search us on the old Facebooks. Okay, today I want to talk about building a diet. I get probably the number one question I get when it comes to physical fitness is, man, where do I start with what to eat? How do I build a diet? How do I create healthy nutrition? And so I just want to take a few minutes just to walk through my own diet and tell you a few tips and tricks for you to form your own. This is kind of like a member. I think they probably still have these. The old Build-A-Bear, right? You take your kid to the toy store, the Build-A-Bear store, and you build a teddy bear from scratch. And this is called Build a Diet. We're just gonna build a diet and see what we come up with. So let's talk about first what are the first key. Maybe here's 3 things to understand when building a diet. Number 1. Proteins, fats, and carbs. If you can understand proteins, fats, and carbs, you have the building blocks of a diet. These are the macronutrients that you're going to frame every diet, right? Proteins, fats, and carbs. So number 1, I want to get 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, lean body weight, really. So let's say, and so I would say this: if you are how would I even start? We'll just make it. I want to make it so easy. If you are a male and you are over 5'8", 5'8" and above, let's say that's right. I think 5'9", 5'10's average, maybe 5'8". I don't know. Let's say you're 5'8". Let's shoot for 200 grams of protein, right? If you shoot for 200 grams of protein a day, you're going to have a decent diet. So let's just shoot for 200 grams of protein a day, make it easy. With fat, we're going to shoot for 45 to 75 grams of protein. 45 to 75 grams. We're going to see how we feel. Now let's go back. If you're a female, I would shoot for 150 grams of protein, right? You're a 5'4" female. 150 might seem high, but I just know so many women that don't eat enough protein. So maybe 125 would be fine. I'd shoot between 125 to 150 grams of protein if you're a female. You can't go wrong with protein. If you're a guy, 200 grams of protein. I think that's a solid start. 200, maybe 220. But let's just say 200 let's just do this. 200 for a guy and 125 for a gal, right? If you need hard numbers, you're like, what do I do? 200 for a guy, 125 for a gal. You're not going to mess. You're not going to impact too much. If you're really going heavy in the gym, if you're lifting weights, I would say 3 to 5 days a week at least, then you could up that. If you're a guy, up that to 220. If you're a gal, up that to 150. Okay? There we go. Fats, 45 to 75 grams. Don't go above 75 grams. Unless for some reason you're just really like mentally out of it. But Stephen, that's 75 grams. That's so plenty for healthy mental functionality. I would be hard pressed to know why you need more than 75 grams of fat. But I wouldn't go below 40 to 45. I think that once you go below 40 to 45, you're going to see effects in brain cognition, in just alertness. And you need fat. You need healthy fat in your diet. So no lower than 40 to 45 grams, no higher than 75 grams. And I would just play with that. See how you feel. How you feel with the different levels of fat content. But just make sure it's healthy. Again, you can have some, right? I'm not, again, maybe I won't even say that. You just put whatever fat in there and let's see what happens. Just be mindful though that fat, it's easy to, if you're eating crappy food, for that to run away from you. So keep it under 75. Then you fill out the third, carbs. You just fill out the rest of your diet with carbs. And so what do you mean fill out the rest? Well, you need to know what calories you're going after. So I would say if you are, I always start my clients higher because I think a lot of people go, it's a diet, I got to start eating less. I would actually encourage you to start eating more. I would encourage you to eat more, but eat clean because your body needs a reset. If you eat nothing but fast food and fried food and breaded food and tons of rich carbs, right? Macaronis, a lot of cheese sauces, a lot of just dressings, and a lot of fried foods, burritos, taquitos. I don't know. So much just junk. You need just a reset. And the way to reset isn't to start starving your body. The way to reset is to fill your body with really quality ingredients that are easy digestible, that will get your metabolism ready then, really humming. And because what you don't want to do is tell the body to hold on, right? To hold on to fat, to hold on to junky resources. What you want to do is get the body to release. You want to release specifically fat. So we're going to eat a lot of chicken and steak and rice, potatoes. Oh, good things, right? Clean foods are good foods. So let me tell you my diet. Let's just recap. Sorry, I'm getting tired. Too many podcasts today. So proteins, fats, and carbs. Proteins, 1 gram per lean, if you want to get serious, per pound of lean body weight. So, if you weigh 200 pounds and you're 10% body fat, you're going to subtract 10% from 200. That's 20. So you're going to eat 180 grams of protein. I would just shoot for, if you're a guy, 200. If you're a gal, 125. Start there and let's see what happens. Fats, 45 to 75 grams. Carbs, we're going to fill that out. So we need to figure out then the second key component, besides knowing those macros, is then understanding calories. We need to figure out our calorie goal. Now, if you're now don't let me lose you. Don't pay attention to this if you don't care, but this is why you kind of need to care. Or you just need an app like MyFitnessPal, or I think there's a newer app called Lose It. You should check it out. I think Lose It actually is still free. MyFitnessPal is charging for like everything now. When I say 1 gram of protein, here's where people will get confused. They go, okay, I'm 200 pounds, or I need 200 grams of protein. I need to eat 200 grams of chicken. No, 200 grams of chicken does not equal 200 grams of protein. Every chicken and steak and eggs all have different protein gram makeup in them. So that's why you need to one of these, MyFitnessPal or something to tell you, or just look it up on Google. You need to figure out how many grams of protein are in, right, 4 ounces of chicken or 1 ounce of chicken, so you know how many ounces to eat. So I know that 1 gram of protein equals 4 calories. 1 gram of carbohydrates equals 4 calories. 1 gram of fat equals 9 calories. So see, if we're eating a lot of fat in our diet, boom, that's more than double the calories of a protein or a carb. So that's why fat does not satisfy you. That's why a lot of people who are overweight are eating way too much fat in their diet, because it's exploding. It's making their calories go crazy, and they don't even realize it. So what you need to do is figure out, okay, I know that, right, 200 grams of protein, 200 times 4 calories, that's 800 calories. So I'm going to eat 800 calories a day just in my protein. Fats, if I'm going to have 40 grams of carbs, let's say 50. I'm going to have 50 grams of carbs, and 1 gram of fat is 9 calories, right? 50 times 9, that's 450 calories just of fat. So you need to be mindful. Of how these calories are added up. So let's go back to that. So 200 grams of protein at 4 calories is 800 calories. 50 grams of fat at 9 calories, that's 450. So 450 of fat plus my 800 of protein. What is that? That's 1,250 calories. So 1,250 calories so far in this daily diet of my proteins and my fats. So then let's say I want to I want to have a diet of 2,000 calories. So I would go, okay, I've got the 800 calories of protein. I've got the 450. That's 1,250. So now that means I have 750 calories left to put in carbohydrates. Perfect. Fill it out. Or let's say I'm going to eat 1,800. Okay, well, you have, 550 calories. So fill it out. This is why I think it's so important to track all your food. It just makes it so easy. Then you know how much rice I'm going to have. So for me, when I lay out my diet, my breakfast is a quarter of a cup. That's 45 grams of cream of rice. That's one serving of protein powder. That's 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. It's 5 ounces or 150 grams of blueberries. It's 2 eggs. And I know that whole combination there is 50 grams of protein, about 60 grams of carbs, and about 18 grams of fat. Great. Log that in. Then I know my first lunch is 5 ounces of chicken breast and 1 whole cup of rice. That's 50 grams of protein. It's 50 grams of carbs. It's 5 grams of fat. Perfect. I'm going to eat that for a second meal. Then for my post-workout meal, I'm going to have 2 scoops of protein powder. That's 50 grams of protein right there. Boom. For dinner, I'm going to have 6 ounces of salmon. I know that's 50 grams of protein. I'm going to have, again, 1 cup of rice. That's 50 grams of carbs. That's going to be 14 grams of fat in that salmon. That means my total for the day, my protein is at 245. My carbs are at 220. These are grams. And my fat's at 45. So that mathematically, I go back to my conversion. If I know that 245 grams of protein is 4 calories per gram, I do the math on that, do the math on my carbs, do the math on my fat, which are at 9 calories. That comes out to 2,300 calories. Boom, there it is. Do I need that? Do I need more? Oh, I need more. Okay. I either have to then go and adjust and go, I need to go up. Maybe instead of 5 ounces of chicken, I'm going to have 6 ounces of chicken. Maybe instead of 6 ounces of salmon, I'm going to have 4 ounces of salmon, right? You just start adjusting until you get to the right calorie goal. So, know what you want to hit protein-wise. When you build a diet, just like building the bear, I guess you got to know what you're building, right? You got to build the bear. I'm building a bear. I'm not building a zebra. I'm building a bear. Protein. Know what protein. And I would just encourage you, if you don't have any idea how to build a diet, you're just totally confused, as long as you're an average size, an average height male, shoot for 200. If you're an average height female, shoot for 125. If you're a little larger than average, add 20 grams, right? Great. Go up to 220, 225 if you're a guy. Go up to 150 if you're a gal. If you're under height average, then I would go down to 180 if you're a guy. Go down to 100, 105 if you're a gal, right? And just try that. Stay at that. And let's see. Fat, again, 45 to 75 grams. Now, fat is more going to be on how you feel, but here's the thing. If you've had a lot of fat in your diet, I would go down slowly. I'd start at like 70 to 60 grams. I wouldn't cut all the way down to 45 because you're probably the body's going to wonder what's going on. So be a little slower with that. But 75 grams, that's a lot of fat. I don't remember the last time I had 75 grams of fat in my day. So know your proteins, know your fats, and then figure out how many calories you want to be at. So maintenance calories is how many calories can I eat without gaining weight or losing weight. So my maintenance. So for me, I know my maintenance when I'm healthy and when I'm really rocking and rolling, my maintenance is at 2,800 calories. I can eat 2,800 calories per day and not gain weight or lose weight. So if I want to, push and gain some muscle, I'm going to have to push above 2,800. If I want to cut and lose a little bit of the fat on my body, I'm going to have to be under 2,800. So for you might need to take a week or two and just figure it out, because you're not going to find that out in a day, right? You're going to find that out over a few weeks. So I would say, again, if you're getting back in the gym, if you're just restarting kind of healthy habits, I'd probably, if you're a guy, I'd shoot probably for 20. If you're going to work out at least 3 times a week, I'd probably shoot for 2,500. Just shoot for 2,500 and see. Again, if you eat clean foods like white rice, potatoes, and again, I'm not talking like cheesy potatoes or potatoes doused in olive oil, French fries. I'm talking about like healthy potatoes, baked potatoes. Put them in your air fryer. Do things without all the oils and stuff. But potatoes, sweet potatoes, regular white potatoes. I use sushi rice. Love it. Cream of rice, oatmeal. These are all really great carbohydrate sources. Proteins, chicken breast, chicken thighs, a little more fat there, way more enjoyable to eat than chicken breast usually. So you can eat chicken thighs. It's great. Just don't eat the skin, right? Skinless chicken thighs. Boom. Rock and roll. Salmon. I wouldn't eat a whitefish to start with. It's so lean that unless you just love whitefish. But I would save that for later, maybe when you want to lose some weight and cut. But you can have it if you want. Fish is great. I'd just be careful of seafoods. Some like crab or some of those things are just so high in fat that there's just better options. Steak, again, I'll probably, you can eat ribeye. It's just fatter, so you're going to have to watch the fat content. Make sure you're dialing your fat for the day. New York steaks are great. Fillets are great. Anything with tri-tip steaks are great. Decent fat content, not overwhelming. What else? All kinds of things to eat. All kinds of things. I wouldn't eat a lot of pork, not only because it just is probably the least nutrient-filled protein available. There might be a few others, but out of the main ones, chicken, beef, fish, or pork. Pork is the one that has the least nutrient values in it. Steak is the best, has the most nutrient values. So, okay. Oh, I am tired today. So let's dial this in. Build a diet. Proteins, 200 grams if you're a guy, 125 if you're a gal. Fats between 45 grams and 75 grams. Again, you can go on to Google and find a calculator and do all this. You can download an app and store your food in it, which is I would recommend because then you will be consistent. MyFitnessPal, Lose It. There's a couple others. Just search for nutrition app on the Googles. And then carbs. Fill out carbs with the rest. But make sure then, so if you say, okay, I'm going to hit 2,500 calories, that means if you're having 200 calories, or if you're having 200 grams of protein, that's 800 calories. If you're having, 50 grams of fat, that's 450. So you're at 1,250 already. So that means then you've got to have 1,000, right? Or what is that? 1,250 calories of carbohydrate. So, that means, I know a cup of rice is 50 grams of carbs. 50 times 4 would be 200. So I'm going to have 5-6 cups of rice. So maybe we'll have a cup and a half of rice. So just note that whatever you need then to hit your calorie goals, you've got to make sure you're getting that food because you want to be consistent. What you don't want to do is go, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to hit 2,500 calories one day, and then 2,000 another, and then 2,200 another, and then 2,800. I'm going to go above it. Don't. Be consistent. Nail your day. The more you can be consistent, the more your body is going to be trained. That way your metabolism is going to lock into gear. It's going to know what to expect. It's going to start humming and chugging, and you're going to start doing what you want to do, whether that's build muscle or lose weight. A lot of you want to lose weight, but some of you want to build muscle. And the reason you don't build muscle is because you are not consistent with your diet. You have not built an adequate diet. Your Build-A-Bear has got an ear coming off his tummy and a paw coming out of his rear end. He's a hot mess, right? You need to build a good diet and then stay consistent with it. That's why I encourage you, eat the same foods over and over. I've had the same breakfast for 4 years. My 2 lunches, lunch 1 and lunch 2 at 11 a.m. and at 2 p.m. is the same. It is chicken, either breast or thigh with a cup of rice. It's just dialed in. I don't have to think about it. After my workout, I chug 2 scoops of protein powder with water. I don't care how it tastes. And today, proteins taste amazing. I was just talking about this with someone from the gym. Proteins, when I was growing up, when I was in college, tasted like you couldn't put a more god-awful taste in your mouth. Like it's like God was just cursing the land. Like we had done something. It was like Sodom and Gomorrah. Like, may your protein powder be cursed. It was just like gagging, trying to get down. It would clump up. You couldn't dissolve it with anything. Hydraulic shaker wouldn't work. Like it was just worthless. And today you get all the flavors. It's like peanut butter and Rice Krispie treats and Fruity Pebbles, and it dissolves. You don't even taste. It's just amazing. Anyway, okay, tangent. So dial in your food, be consistent, and then for dinner, my last meal, that's when I kind of change it up. I'll have salmon one night, I'll have steak one night. Feel free to change it up. That's when, I'll put in potatoes instead of rice, or feel free to change up that one meal. But the more you can be solid on your breakfast, especially your breakfast, because start the day with the same meal so your body gets used to powering itself with the same thing. And then your first 2 meals of the day, if you're probably going to have, right? This is really a 4 meal with a post-workout shake. You can call that 5 meals if you want. But you're going to have to eat. If you really want to get the calories in clean food, you're going to have to eat. I think most people wonder why they're not having the gains at the gym and why they're not losing weight. You want to know the number one reason. This should be its own podcast. The number one reason people are not losing weight is because A, they don't eat enough. They've destroyed their metabolism, and they're not consistent. They have no consistency, and so their body has no idea. It's just trying to survive day by day, processing whatever garbage you get. So it's trying to hold on to stuff because it doesn't know. One day you'll starve it, so it holds on, thinking, I don't know when this guy's going to eat again. And then you gorge it, and so it's just like, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna survive. And then the next day you starve it again. So it holds on to all that crappy food you ate, and that's why you're fat. That's why your metabolism is just shot. Be consistent. Consistently eat the same number of calories. If you just do this for a month, for 4 weeks, eat the same meals every day, hit the same macros, same protein, same fat, same carbs, same calories. Eat that. If you did that for a month, you would feel superhuman. But many of you won't, because you are unprioritized, undisciplined, and weak. Don't be weak. Go get it. Build a diet that works. And again, I'm extreme. I have to understand that I'm extreme. I will eat the same things over and over. But you don't have to be extreme. That's the beauty of some of these apps that tell you can keep all your proteins and fats and carbs. You can hit all the numbers you want to hit, and you can eat as flamboyant as you want. You can have a different meal every day of the week, every meal. For the rest of your life if you want to. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. It's the macros that matter. What matters is you're hitting your proteins, you're hitting your fats, you're hitting your calorie numbers. Those numbers are the most important. If you're hitting all those, everything else, the body can adjust to that rhythm. What it can adjust to is wild fluctuations, specifically with fats and carbs. It needs consistency with protein so you can be satiated and continue to build and maintain muscle. But when your fats and carbs are all over the place, you are wreaking havoc on your metabolism. So anyway, if you have other questions, man, hit me up. Let's build a diet that works. If you need help building a diet, that's what I do. I just build diets for people, right? It's part of the Spartan program. We take care of your diet. We try to learn how you eat, what you eat, and try to find a sustainable way for you to eat, right? Now, if you want to go all in and get crazy, we'll go crazy with your diet. But if you're like, I don't want to get crazy. I want to eat normal foods and function like a normal human being. Great, we'll work with that too. And we'll build a diet that works for you, but that achieves the goal. You just have to stick to it, right? Just stick to it. Don't be lazy. Stick to it. And we'll try to make it as easy as possible for you to do that. So hit us up. Go to the free Facebook group, the Spartan Body and Mind. Hit us up at, if you need personal coaching, the link below, you can check me out, SethWinterhalter.com. Set up a time to chat. Love to chat with you and see if we might help you become healthier in body and mind so you can operate at peak performance. Do not allow life to drift by operating like a Pinto. You were meant to be a Porsche. Go be a Porsche. Until next time.